All right. Now in the main menu, let's go into the ultimate team. But first I want to go into the customize the settings. Let me show you the setting that you should be going in. All right. Competitive master switch. I would say keep it as off because I think it's a new option in the FIFA 23. Auto clearance, turn it off because you don't want the players to kick the ball where you really don't want to. Auto flare pass, I think keep it on because sometimes flare passes are alright. For me, it's fine. Depends what you want to go with it, but I would leave it as on. Auto shots, I would say turn off. Assisted headers on. Jockey assisted. If you know how to use jockey movement, it's going to be really, really nice. It's a really good addition into the game, which is going to help you out to perform better and effective defending. Tactical defending, legacy. And a tactical one, it says tactical defending gives you the ability to time your tackles and maintain your position, while legacy defending gives you the familiar defending control of the past FIFA titles. I'm gonna go with legacy defending because we are really used to it, and I don't want to jump out of my comfort zone there because there are a lot of other things to adapt in new FIFA. So I would say that's a nice one. All right, true pass assistance, assisted, semi. I would say semi is alright. With their FIFA trainer, I would say hard. If you've been playing the game from a long time, you don't need the trainer. You know how the game actually works. Time finishing, I use it for a bit, but I think I'm good without it. Next player switch indicator is on. Okay. Pass block assistance. AI and user control players will attempt to intercept the pass automatically when the ball is close by. You should leave it on because sometimes your estimation to go for a tackle for the interception is not going to be 100% accurate, so you would need a bit of a help from AI as well to do that bit of interception there. And auto switching, I would say leave it on air balls and loose balls, and auto switching move assistance as well. It says low, high, and none. The auto switch move assistance will give the player you to auto switch to moving in their current direction for a period of time. This gives you a time to orient your intended direction for the new player. The higher the assistance, the longer the period of time will run. I would just say none at the moment. Clearance assistance, I would say directional, leave it on the directional. Player lock, lock the player by pressing L and R on PlayStation. Is different for the Xbox, and then switch away from the dribbler by flicking R. I think I'll just put it on off at the moment. Icon switching. While defending, press R to trigger the icon switching, then flick R in the direction corresponding to the player you want to switch to. I used this option a couple of times in last FIFA, so I'm just gonna leave it on. Right stick switching is gonna be adaptive. Everything is just the same. Assisted, and yep, just leave it on assisted. Because you're gonna need these assistants a little bit. In all these options. Analog sprint, I think this is the new one, I'm not too sure. Analog sprint allows you to control how fast you sprint. Okay, the further you hold R1, the faster the player will run. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it on at the moment. And there's the control, you just set it up, and these are the control, again you set it up. That is okay. All right, moving back and going into the game settings. All right, the match thing is here. Training center provides personalized support and resources to improve your skill. I'm gonna leave it on off. Half length's gonna be 3 minutes for me. Professional, I just said it already. Player based difficulty, I'll just leave it on off. Game speed, fast pace, slow pace, default. I'm gonna leave it on fast pace because I've been playing fast paced FIFA from a really long time. Ball's gonna be default, or you can just change whatever you want to. I'm gonna just leave it on this. It's gonna be the World Cup edition, I believe. And on the camera, let me just show you the camera settings. For the better angle, for the better view of the whole field, I would say you should go with co-op, with the single player camera and the multiplayer camera as well. And the next to it is tele broadcast. That's gonna give you a really good pitch view as well, if you can see on the down here, if you can see. But I'm gonna leave it on co-op because it gives you the better option, better view of the field, I would say, because it's been designed for 2 players to play on the field, and so that camera can show both of them running around on the field. Locked to the player camera is going to be on co-op as well. I don't play pro club, so I'm going to leave it on default, depending on you guys. Be a keeper camera is going to be a pro. I don't know how it's going to be. I'm going to just leave it on default there. And maybe if you want to change the camera in the game, there will be an option to change the camera view as well for that. Camera setting usually go to default, but I've got on custom. When you go to custom, you increase the height of the camera because it's going to give you more field of view. You can see a bigger pitch for you to do some low passes, you know, through balls or something like this. For the camera zoom, I'm going to do just 1 because you don't need too much zoomed in camera. You need, as I said, you need more field of view, so it's going to be really useful for you. And I don't really play pro, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. All right, visual. Let's go onto the top. Player name bar, the HUD. Select whether you want to play the name bar, whether you need the when you need the even the indicator and the player name. I usually go for the player name and indicator. At least you know what player you're using. For example, Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, and Mbappe. And of course, you're going to need the indicator anyway. The player who's using the ball at the moment. All right. Player indicator again. I'm going to go with the player name. Player indicator size always has to be small because you need less stuff to appear on your screen, which is going to actually acquire your screen. The next one's going to be player indicator fade. Choose whether or not you want the player indicators to fade due to stamina loss during the fair play. I've never seen this option before. I think this is the new one. I'm going to leave it on at the moment. If there's anything annoying me or anything which are really not suitable to my needs, I'm going to come back onto the setting and change it. I would recommend to you guys as well. I would say you guys should come back and change the settings according to your needs. The next one is player-based difficulty indicator. It says enables the player-based difficulty indicator. Requires the player-based difficulty to be switched to on in the match settings. I'm gonna leave it on off. Hold to skip. Has to be on. Time and score display. On. Score clock drop down. On. Radar 2D toggles the pitch radar HUD on and off. You also have the option of a 3D or 2D top-down viewing angle. Yo Tipsy, yes, I've got the FIFA already. Opponent radar default, everything is the default. Fade, tight, just leave the rest of the stuff on the default as well because just like the natural FIFA for you. Rules, injury on. I think these ones doesn't really work the same in our Ultimate Team, so I'm going to leave it as it is. In the audio, the menu volume, I just don't like too much of loud music, so I'm going to put it on 5. Menu music will be on 6 maybe. If you need some more music, just put it up. Depends on your needs as well. That's for Volta. The EASPORTS music across all menus is gonna be off. If as I said, if you love a lot of music, then I would say just turn it up. Change everything according to your needs. Next one is menu music during gameplay. I would say off because you don't need unnecessary sound when you're playing the game to keep focused with the screen, and I'll keep you focused. Next one is player perk volume. I'm gonna leave it on 0. Commentary for me is English, and everything is the default. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Alright, the next one, user gameplay customization. I think we didn't have this one until last season, but let's just have a look. It says the sprint speed user modifies the maximum sprint speed a user's team can reach. 50. I think these ones are not gonna be for Ultimate Team, but I'm just gonna assume that it's for the other versions. For example, Pro, like Volta, or maybe you can say who else? Maybe classic games. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'll see if it is making any difference in the game. If it is making, then I'll just come back and I'll make changes. Otherwise, I will say I'm pretty much sure it's gonna be for classic modes. All right, The next one, CPU customization is the same. Accessibility, color blindness, default, brightness 5, contrast 5. You don't need to be too bright. You don't need to be too much different with the, you know, color differentiations there in the screen. Player indicator size small. Everything is in the default. So I'm gonna just leave the rest of the stuff. But mainly is the visual, camera, and match. Mainly is the camera for you guys to be, you know, considering in this one. All right,